beautiful light beings, star seeds, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. Just don't make an identity out of it, right? Don't make an ego out of it. Because you're not better than anyone who forgets that they're a star seed. You're not better than anyone who believes that they're just human and who is on autopilot. Just humble yourself, you know? Do not make a spiritual ego out of knowing that you come from other star systems, you know? No one likes to know it all. So just humble yourself is what I'm saying. But this video is about the Pleiades and shit. There's Andromeda, there's a Pleiades, there's a Taurus or Taurus, some shit like that. There's a Sasani, all these different civilizations and species. Because of course there's not just humans, hell no. There's fucking, it's infinite, we're so infinite. Why the fuck would the humans be the only species? It wouldn't, and we aren't. But we're not even human either, right? We're consciousness experiencing the human experience temporarily. And that's what's so beautiful. Like, there's one called Taurus, is that it? Like you look toward the constellation of Taurus or somewhere in the sky. I don't know where it's at, but and hidden within the night sky, you'll find a beautiful cluster of stars that humans have watched for thousands of years. There's like the Pleiades, the Seven Sisters, and then through the esoteric lens, some people don't simply look at the Pleiades, they feel them. Something happens internally, a pull, a warmth, feeling, a strange recognition. You know, maybe you've experienced this with the stars. Just like, what is that, bro? It feels familiar. I'm looking at something more than just stars. But perhaps one particular star system feels different, almost personal. Like you hear the name Pleiades and something inside becomes still. Why? You know, this brings us to the esoteric teachings surrounding Pleiadian starseeds. A deeper idea begins with everything that we've already explored in every video that I made. You know, understanding and remembering that you're more than the body, your soul isn't limited to one lifetime, you're multidimensional. Consciousness can express itself through many experiences, many forms, and Earth is just one chapter in a much larger soul journey. So if your consciousness has experienced other realms, other worlds, other expressions of the one, then some energetic memory may remain underneath the veil. Not necessarily ordinary memory. You may not even remember, you know, Tuesday afternoon Pleiades approximately 4,000 years ago, or whatever, but soul memory is subtler. It can arrive through resonance. You know, something feels familiar before you understand why. And Pleiadian energy is traditionally described in modern starseed spirituality as strongly connected with the heart. Love, compassion, harmony, creativity, intuition, emotional awareness, connection, healing, because there's such a higher density in the Pleiades. You know, people who resonate deeply with this archetype often describes feeling extremely sensitive to environments and other people's emotional states. So it's like they may walk into the room and immediately feel the atmosphere. Nobody has said anything, nothing visibly happened, but they know something's off or something feels beautiful here. It's almost like their emotional antenna is permanently tuned up. And that sensitivity can feel like a gift and sometimes like an absolute sensory overload. Because Earth, it's intense, the density is different, it's lower. Like in my last video, I explored Earth as a realm of contrast, polarity. Love exists here, but so does fear. You know, connection exists here, but so does separation. Beauty exists alongside of destruction. And for a soul resonating with strongly harmonious, heart-centered energy, that contrast can hit hard as fuck. So it's like you may look around and wonder, why do humans hurt each other so easily? Why so much ego? Why do people hide their emotions? Why do we treat compassion like weakness, vulnerability like weakness? Why does society reward competition more than cooperation? Why do people feel so disconnected from themselves? But maybe there's a reason those questions like bother you, you know? Because sometimes what irritates the soul most deeply reveals what it came here to embody differently. So if connection disconnection. Sorry, if disconnection hurts you, maybe you're here to create connection. If cruelty disturbs you, which it should, because what the fuck, maybe compassion is simply just a part of your frequency. You know, you're so empathic. If conformity suffocates you, maybe creativity is a part of your medicine. You know, fuck autopilot. If people hiding their authentic selves bother you, maybe you're here to become unapologetically you, authentic, you know? That's where the Pleiadian archetype becomes deeper than I'm an alien soul. That label isn't the destination, embodiment is. Because claiming a cosmic identity means very little if it doesn't transform the way that you're existing. Like, you can wear every sacred geometry necklace and all these crystals and shit on Earth, but if you treat everyone terribly, then you're just gonna have a spiritual ego, you know? Then we may need to reboot the spaceship. The point is consciousness. If you resonate with the Pleiadian energy, ask yourself, what does that energy want me to become through me? Or what does that energy want to become through me? Yeah, like maybe it's art, music, healing, expression, teaching, compassion, creating communities, healing people through love and light, helping them feel seen and heard, building relationships where vulnerability is safe, bringing softness into environments obsessed with hardness, you know? So like maybe your mission isn't some gigantic event, maybe your frequency spreads through ordinary interactions. So like one conversation, one song, one piece of art, one act of kindness, service to others, one person who feels understood because you are willing to listen, one person who feels seen because you're willing to see them. That's how consciousness moves through the physical world, through embodiment. And there's another aspect commonly associated with the Pleiadian energy: creativity, because creativity translates invisible experience to a physical form. I mean, like, think about music. Before the song existed, it's tangible. Then someone felt something, an emotion, a melody, an image they create, and then suddenly the invisible becomes audible. That's like almost mystical by itself, right? Same shit happens with art, writing, dance, film, design. You're taking something from within consciousness and giving it physical form. So like, maybe that's why creative people often describe ideas as arriving through them, not as I constructed every molecule of this idea, but it came to me. Then through the language, that's the language of receiving, right? And the third eye connects beautifully here. The third eye is the receiver, from the astral plane to the physical realm, to this physical. Because the third eye isn't merely about seeing supernatural energy. Symbolically, it's about inner perception, seeing beyond appearances, beyond the physical realm, sure. Recognizing patterns, seat of the soul, intuition, feeling beneath the words. And as consciousness expands, you may begin noticing that what resonates with you more clearly. You'll see more symbols, certain civilizations, certain frequencies, certain stars. Not because someone online told you you're definitely Pleiadian because you like the color blue, but rather your soul is remembering a deeper part of you. You know, it's intimate, it's quiet, sometimes impossible to explain, sometimes something inside simply responds. And maybe that's why, you know, staring towards certain stars can create an emotion. You aren't necessarily discovering them. Perhaps you're recognizing them. But here's a beautiful twist, you know, even if your soul remembers somewhere else, you're here. You're on Earth, you're creating, you're having a temporary human experience. Right now, this body, this incarnation, this moment. So maybe your job isn't to escape Earth and return to the other star systems. Maybe it's to fully express yourself and have fun with it. You know, part of awakening is realizing you brought home with you the love you remember, bring it here. The harmony, create it here. The compassion, practice it here. The creativity, express it here. Embody it here. And maybe that's why you came here, right? Not to spend your entire incarnation looking upward and wanting to leave the planet, but to remember what's above. Implant some of that frequency here. My fucking dog tried to get in my room and scared me. But, you know, because perhaps the stars aren't calling you away. Maybe they're reminding you you are this frequency, Remember it, now become it, embody it. And somewhere beneath your human memories, beneath your name, beneath the ego, the identity, beneath everything Earth has taught you to believe that you were, your soul looks towards all these stars and says, I remember. So don't get so caught up on these other star systems and shit that you forget that the experience is here. It's not going anywhere. So stop trying to leave. It's normal to feel homesick, to miss the other densities that we come from. I get it, but you chose to be here and have this experience. So remember that when shit gets hard, remember that you chose it. So have fun with it. Create, live, laugh, and love. And enjoy the ride, guys. I'm gonna stay with you. I'll see you in the next one.
Do you feel what I feel? Is it real? Is it real? I don't know about you.